The call for the promotion of professionalism in journalism is the standpoint of the special convocation lecture of the Nigerian Institute of Journalism in Lagos, with Kensington Adebutu becoming the newest recipient of the institution's fellowship. Senior correspondent Sharon Ejaso has more in this report.
It was a gathering of academics and veteran journalists in Nigeria. For many of them, the journalism profession is very dynamic and needs to be strengthened to reduce the manners of quackery in the industry.
It's not just the people that are there, recognized lecturers that only teach. We invite people from outside, those who have been on the field from APCON, everywhere. We invite people who have been practicing, who have been on the field, tested hands, to come and teach our students so that they, we marry down and town successfully.
So no one, after leaving school, everybody just come down and practice. And even those who are not studying mass communication or journalism, but have flair for writing, also join the profession. There must be a clearinghouse for anybody who wants to practice journalism. And at that time, there was a suggestion that NIJ should be that clearinghouse. I think it is the right time for us to now go back to it, so that will really, sanitize that profession.
For an organization like NIJ, and indeed all training and educational institutes, the appeal will be to them that the issue of training, retraining, training should continue to be emphasized. Anyone who wants to be a serious player needs to go through some tutelage to understand the dynamics of the profession and to see how well they can practice in it.
The Deputy Provost of the Nigerian Institute of Journalism, NIJ, Dele Omojuigbe, said there is the need for legislation to make the NIJ the sole institution to certify anyone interested in practicing the profession. At the institution's Golden Jubilee Special Convocation, Kensington Adebukunola Adebutu was conferred with the Fellowship Award. He spoke about the profession and the challenges facing it.
It is because while other three estates of the realm, being the executive, legislative, and judiciary, are provided for in the budgetary allocation, the press gets nothing, as a result of which it has to fend for itself.
Professionals in attendance called for value reawakening and more support for the media industry to thrive. Sharon Ejaso, TVC News.
With about $100 million already disbursed for the reconstruction of the National Theatre, Igomu, Lagos, the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, has disclosed that the project will require more funds from the body of bank chief executive officers and CBN, also known as the Bankers Committee. Expressing delight at the level of work going on at the edifice, Mr. Emefiele noted that it is going to be business where the monies will be realized again. Addressing journalists during an inspection tour on the progress of work at the National Theatre, the Apex Bank governor explains that the project, which will be commissioned in November, is aimed at repositioning the country's entertainment sector and provide space for youth to thrive through the creative industry.
We are doing a total rejuvenation of Lagos State by really redeveloping this masterpiece right at the center of Lagos, that will be linked with the rails and all that to make sure this works. For avoidance of doubt, this project is costing the Bankers Committee, by our last estimate, about $100 million. And I must say that yes, $100 million is about $100 million or more will be invested in this project, but it is going to be business where the monies will be realized again. And I'm happy that foreign investors are already showing interest, and I want to place it on record that we have received inquiries even from the United States from investors who have said that they are interested in taking a look at not just the National Arts Theatre, but also the creative opportunities that we are developing around here.
Really grateful. We're grateful to Mr. President, who is the lead visionary, and who had said, I'm always very passionate, about the creative industry, the youth, and let's do something. And so what all of this is about is still about creating that enabling environment. This whole project will not do everything. You know, there's still going to be a whole lot more in the years ahead that people still need to do. But we're breaking all the barriers, we're breaking all of the challenges that we have, you know, and we're writing, you know, this industry, this sector, we're writing their names in gold.
We're still very hopeful that we are going to, the new National Theatre will host the global conference of United Nations World Trade Organization sometimes in November this year, and also some other global events. From what you see, you would not appreciate half of what has gone on. I think we have crossed the Rubicon, and by the time we come back, say in 2 months' time, we will all see that a lot of work has been buried under. Once again, I want
Nigeria now has facilities where proposed economic policies by government can be evaluated before implementation. Yes, the modeling lab and economic integrity intelligence structure domiciled with the finance, budget and national planning authorities is to be utilized in processing of developing and implementing the country's national development plans and agendas. Lara Folayo has that report.
This modeling lab and economic intelligence facility is a brainchild of public sector macro analysis professionals. It will serve as a clinical laboratory or wind tunnel where technical officers will test proposed policies before implementation, study economic questions, and assess causes and effects of microeconomic problems. A range of in-house empirical studies will also be done here, alongside utilization of macroeconomic models for observation and examination of policy change economic agents.
We have provided several analytical softwares to enable the modeling lab and the economic intelligence desk function optimally, including providing some introductory training for technical officers to operate the models and to ensure that the models are regularly reviewed and updated.
The facility is expected to assist the finance, budget and national planning authorities in playing their role as the economic think tank and policy advisor of government. Results from the facility will be used in consultations with relevant stakeholders while formulating national development plans.
The models for policy making in the lab can, among others, be used for testing proposed new policies before they are implemented, examining the effects of policy changes in the country, projecting the future time path of the nation's economy, structural analysis, forecasting and policy evaluation, or simulations for alternative policy options.
These suites of models were deployed to produce forecast and macroeconomic framework for National Development Plan 2021 to 2025, Nigeria Agenda 250, and the medium-term economic framework, MTEC.
The modeling lab and economic intelligence platform will help address past setbacks of data being a cog in the wheel of developing robust models needed to tackle sectoral challenges, amongst others. The masterminds of this initiative want the support of the central bank and other development partners in areas of technical capacity building to drive its implementation. Lara Folayo, TVC News, Abuja.